Hey guys, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me here. Another episode on IPO Market Watch. And in this video, as you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to talk about Tesla, Elon Musk. Lately, I would say horrible attack on him, which may have gone unnoticed by some. And also news on Tesla, both positive and negative. We're going to look at the valuation of the Tesla stock and how all of that in the end leads to something else that's not actually the Tesla stock, but how we can squeeze an opportunity out of even negative, let's say, outlook for the Tesla stock, right? So if the Tesla stock has a negative outlook going forward, we can still look at the same time towards something that is a great opportunity in my opinion, right? So if that makes any sense. Before I begin, Bull Market Watch is my Discord. If you want to join us, you have access to what I buy and sell ahead of time. I'll let you know. I'll post before I buy something. I'll let you know, and I'll tell you the entry price. These numbers you see are just the stock picks I gave out throughout 2023. Of all those stock picks, 256 of the stock picks, 256 total, were sold profitable later after I had called them out. 44 are open positions still holding, and 9 for a loss, right? And some of those 44 are green already, but yeah, so it is what it is. I think it's great numbers, and you also have access to the rest of the traders and so on if you want to join us. The link is at the top of the front page of my YouTube channel, right, where the banner is. There's a link, or in the about section of the YouTube channel. All right, guys, so The Guardian, to me, one of the worst newspapers out there, to be honest. I really don't like reading this newspaper, but a lot of people do in Europe, a lot of people, and I'm sure in the US too. But they had this, it came out 5 days ago. We're not going to focus just on The Guardian. There'll be other things I'm going to show you, also from the US side, evaluations, like I said, all sorts of things. You'll see how it'll tie into something actually very nice at the end that you're going to like. So Tesla is the next biggest union target in the United States. Sorry, Elon Musk. So The Guardian definitely doesn't like Elon Musk. I can guarantee you that they got an issue with him. But hey, look at this. This actually I made this myself. Let me know if this might be funny or might not. So you have this guy here in the middle, and I named it Tesla. Around this guy, they're trying to beat him up, is EU, the European Union, because I'm sure you heard about the what's going on with the EU and Tesla. We'll get to that later in the video. I think if I remember to put the slide, we'll see as we go. President Biden and Barclays. We'll get to that later in the video. And then there's me here trying to invest. Me waiting for TSLY, guys. TSLY to fall so I can buy. How does Tesla get tied up with Tesla in the EU and Biden and Barclays? It does. We'll get to it. So Tesla is the next biggest union target in the United States, they say. And they go on to say, but there is a spoiled sport sitting on the side. Spoiled sports. And, I'm not trying to defend Elon Musk because I could care less. But to be honest, Elon Musk doesn't know that I exist. And if I sent him an email and said, hey, Elon, I need some money because I'm broke, I'm pretty sure he probably wouldn't send me anything. But how is it a spoiled sport? This guy is spending, everybody at The Guardian and the owners of The Guardian newspaper, they should try to work even half as much as Elon Musk is working. This guy is literally spending and dedicating his entire life, which I think is kind of wrong. You should enjoy life. You're a billionaire. But anyways, he's pretty much spending his entire life dedicating everything into a cause that he believes, right? Everybody has their own cause. I mean, he really believes in innovation, and he wants to be a very innovative person. He thinks that through the innovations that he tries to come up with SpaceX, Starlink, the Boring Company, Tesla, and all that stuff, that he's going to leave something positive. That's his, it's respectable. It's his opinion. But to call him a spoiled sport, he's not a spoiled. He's a smart person. He's a genius. The guy's working and setting things up in a very smart way, the smartest way he could possibly think, and I think he's working very hard. So he's not a spoiled sport. And says, but there is a spoiled sport sitting on the sideline, licking its chops, Tesla. Though it doesn't sell as many cars in America as the big three, the total value of Tesla is more than 5 times the value of the big 3 companies. The big 3 being Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, who are dealing with the strikes right now. And okay, there I can agree that, and I've said that in my Discord too, that Tesla's valuation is extremely overvalued. But I know some people are saying, what are you talking about? They're not just an EV company. I get it, right? Ford, GM, and Stellantis, you can't really call them full EV companies. They're not even that. They're just car makers also trying to make a transition in the EV sector. In Tesla, I get it. Well, they're not just an EV company. So even though on paper they're extremely overvalued, it's hard to place a valuation on Tesla because Tesla is a company that is innovating and will surprise us with even more innovations in the future. Innovating in things that are just way beyond what Ford, GM, and Stellantis collectively have innovated so far, all three together. Right. So also it says here that this was 8 days ago. Tesla is the most shorted car stock. These automakers are second and third. That Tesla is the most shorted automaker on the stock market is actually a good thing for me, to be honest. I'm not shorting Tesla, but it's a good thing for me because I'm looking forward to making a good position on Tesla, right? And if you don't know what Tesla is and how this thing, I'll explain later in the video because we're going to get to Tesla in a little bit. But yeah, it's the most shorted car stock in the market. And that could also point to something, maybe. I don't know. Bill Gates tried to short the heck out of Tesla and he pretty much lost, guys. Not he pretty much, he did lose. So we'll see where this goes because, like I said, Tesla is a company that's innovating and will surprise us all the time with innovations, just like the supercomputer Doge, if I pronounce it right, that they just is starting to come to light now, where that's something new, and that's where you can say, well, how can we evaluate this company? They're not just making cars. If we look at the valuation though on paper, like I said, it's horrible. F all across the board. All across the board. If Tesla was just an EV company, just a car company, no other innovations, and they had this valuation, they should be trading at, $14, $12. They should be tanking, right? When you compare also with the valuation and the sales and all that with other car makers out there like Honda, Ford, and all that stuff. So, but because they are, like I said, a company that's innovative and beyond just EVs, yeah, they're at the price that they are with the valuation that's on paper. Will Tesla's booming energy storage business help in stock? See, there's another thing that they do, an energy storage business. I don't think GM and Ford or Stellantis are doing that, right? Tesla looks to build EV battery factory in India. That was 5 days ago. Tesla reveals the new Dojo supercomputer. In fact, here on the Schwab network, which, if I remember it, was the TD Ameritrade channel. And they talk about it here. There was a video here that I just took a screenshot where they talked about that. Now, to go back to the Guardian, if we go back to the Guardian, they say the company has been found guilty of illegal union busting tactics, including firing workers who are trying to organize. Basically, guys, the Guardian has they're not happy. They want to see Tesla have the workers to be unionized. I mean, they're really showing it. But this is what they had to say about Elon Musk. They said that he's ignorant and he's greedy and he's a crumb. Like, come on. When you're a newspaper reporting things, you shouldn't be taking either side. You shouldn't be criticizing like that. You should just report things in the facts, right? Just horrible. That's why I'm saying the Guardian is just trash in my opinion. Such tactics are fully in line with the attitude of Musk himself, who has routinely made anti-union statements and publicly threatened to take away employee stock options if they unionized. And they say, while he has been amassing a net worth of over $270 billion. Yeah, okay, fine. Hey, $270 billion. I can tell you a lot of other people who have billions and billions and billions. They put not even half the work that Elon Musk is putting, and they haven't even done 1/5 of the innovation that Elon Musk is doing. All right, he's got 270, but he's not even enjoying that 270 billion, guys. He doesn't enjoy it. He doesn't how is he enjoying it? He's literally working 7 days a week. But yeah, okay. As far as the unionized part, a company not being having its workers not being in a union has the benefits, and I know it has also the disadvantages. They're not able to get together and vote and come and represent together each other as one big group to ask for a contract that they would feel is better, right? But hey, if you're going to get work, if you're going to get, if you're going to apply to work at Tesla, then you obviously had accepted yourself and agreed with the terms, in my opinion. I don't think anyone was forced to work in Tesla. Don't get me wrong, I'm with the people who are going on strike with Ford, who are going on strike against GM and Stellantis. I'm with those people because those people were tricked. All right, they had made concessions for the past years. They were asked by those companies to make concessions, all right, to give up some things, and they gave them up, and they were told to do that to help the company, and they did that. And then the CEOs in 2022, in 2023, were getting like 40% increase in their pay. The companies themselves reported huge, insane earnings, right? But they didn't return any of that back to the workers who were asked years ago to make concessions, right? So it's just, I think it's messed up. And now let's get to the Barclays. Barclays expects Tesla, the stock, to report third quarter delivery miss. Should that matter? Actually, it kind of should. To be honest, Barclays has been really good at making really predictions lately. They're not always 100%, but I've noticed since 2022, I've been looking in particular at the Barclays predictions. Even the Barclays stock in 2021, I had mentioned it in my Patreon as a buy. And what I've noticed is that they're pretty good. They're not solid, they're not 100%, but their predictions, they come out pretty good. And then we have Jim Cramer, who's helping out. He's helping out. He recently said that he feels that Tesla will have a rally and that they're going to prove Barclays wrong, basically is what he said. So that's actually good because it's always the inverse of what he says is what happens. Barclays maintained their equal weight rating on Tesla with a 12-month price target of 260. That's not bad. On the EV stock ahead of the company's third quarter delivery results. Tesla is expected to report third quarter delivery results on October 3rd. And then when we get to the European Union, which I had in that meme image that I created, Tesla could be part of the European Union's probe into China subsidies, which we'll see where that leads to. Tesla fell in early on trading on Tuesday after reports indicated that the automaker could be part of a European Union probe into whether China's electric vehicle industry is receiving unfair subsidies. All right, and early evidence gathered by the EU suggests that the US automaker is one of the companies benefiting from China's support of the EV industry. A while ago, I made a video with this thumbnail that said market crash proof dividends. And in that video, one of the dividends that I talked about that I said would be a good dividend to have, not a market crash proof really. The market crash proof thumbnail was because someone asked me what's a market crash proof dividend, and in that video I said, hey, market crash proof dividends is a diversified collection of dividends, which is the truth, and that's the best way to go about it. But YieldMax Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF, I have my eyes set on it. This is the whole year-to-date chart that you're seeing, and see, it's down there right now. But with all that stuff that I just showed you with Tesla, and possibly maybe Barclays being right, and the new investigation by the European Union, which hasn't even begun yet, and also let's not forget Evergrande in China. I know they have to do they're with building construction of buildings and all that. What's that have to do with Tesla? It affects the Chinese economy big time. I mean, the Chinese economy, I think like something like 1/4 of the Chinese economy is dependent on the construction business. And with Evergrande defaulting and owning trillions of dollars, who knows what's going on right now? They got some of their executives under house arrest. There's going to be ripple effects. It's not over yet, and it's going to affect the economy of China. And anything that affects the economy of China affects also the Tesla, because they're heavily dependent on selling in China also, and exporting from China vehicles to sell in Europe, right? But so there's a lot of things going on that are coming up within the next 12 months that could possibly affect Tesla in a negative way. And that could also mean that the YieldMax Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF, TSLY, will also go much lower than what it is now. If it does, that is a huge opportunity. So that's why, like, following Tesla and what's going on with Tesla and all the news and so on, it's very vital so that you can make a better decision of an entry on TSLY. Because I'm not a fan of buying TSLY all the time, at any price. I think that's wrong. It's not your, it's not your S&P 500, and it's dangerous to go all out on TSLY alone. You got to have a diversified basket of dividend stocks. Do that, guys. Don't go in on one because you will regret it, I guarantee you. But YieldMax Tesla option, this is pretty cool because it's already at a low price if we look at it as far as the whole year is concerned. But I would like it to go lower. If it goes much lower, this is going to be awesome. How much lower? 12, 11? That'd be awesome. Awesome. Because then we can ride it upwards. For sure, Tesla doesn't tank and go out of the game. They're not. They're going to bounce back and they're going to go. I believe Tesla is going to get, if they don't mess around with any type of splits, the stock is going to be headed for $500 at some point within the next 18 months, in my opinion, right? It can easily reverse. So, yeah. And if we look at the TSLY dividend, I think you're going to like it, guys. Let me go here. Here's the TSLY dividend because it pays, I'm sorry, I don't have the dividend payments. Anyways, they pay every month. Here you can look at the declaration date, X date, record date, and all that. They pay every month. The dividend on average is about 75 cents on average. Some other news that was 8 days ago. TSLY ETF inflows are rising. This was 8 days ago, guys. 8 days ago. Inflows are rising thanks to its risky 50% yield, which is risky because it all depends on how the Tesla goes. And if Tesla goes down a lot, in this year we had Tesla go to $100, right? So if Tesla goes down a lot, then you're gonna get slaughtered on the TSLY ETF. Slaughtered in a way that it'll go down. Your initial investment goes down. Dividends will pretty much be very, 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 very low. But even at the lowest so far this year, which was 40 cents for 1 month, hey, that's a good dividend, right? So that's that, guys. Hope that I hope this video made sense, and I wish you guys all the best. Take care.